Hong Kong Direct is your weekly racing roundup full of news, views, previews, interviews and special guests. And coming up on a jam-packed show today, group racing is back in Hong Kong and so is Golden 60. The Golden Boy celebrated last Sunday in Group 3 company. Moved on then to Thursday for the National Day Cup. It was all about speed. A Computer Patch announced himself on the sprinting scene for Tony Cruz and Joe Moreira. As we look ahead as well, some new horses coming into the Hong Kong racing ranks. The trial file will come up in part 2 of the show. Great to have your company. I'm Andrew Jern. Pleased to say I'm joined by Hong Kong Direct regular and Graham Cunningham and South China Morning Post racing writer Trenton Akers as well. Graham, first, the pieces of the puzzle are a long way from falling into place, but it's nice to see some of the big names out in racing again. It is, and it's even nicer to see the young guns finding their range very early. Golden 60 last week. We had Computer Patch on Thursday, and who knows, maybe Excellent Proposal this weekend. So the script is working out quite nicely for the younger brigade. And Trenton, we're also getting an early look as well. Casper Fownes and John Size are pushing some of their 4-year-olds out very early in the season.
They are, aren't they? And I quite like it because it gives them a chance to get their rating points early in the season and get them in hand before the 4-year-old series starts. Then, you know, it seems that the plan is to then put them away for a little bit and bring them back December, January and have them ready to go for the Classic Mile. So I think it gets them a bit of a head start on those, you know, those expensive PPs that have only just got here. They've got a bit on them at the moment because they've got the ratings and they're ready to go and they're proven. So I quite like it. The two horses I referred to there, Skyfield, who ran on Thursday, an Excellent Proposal, will run again on the weekend. We'll talk about both those horses in due course. First up, though, let's catch up with Ed Sadler. He looks back on the racing week here in Hong Kong.
Sunday's Group 3 Celebration Cup was built up as a clash of the generations between Dual Horse of the Year Beauty Generation and last season's Derby conqueror Golden 60. The two superstars of Hong Kong racing filled the top 2 placings, but the emerging champion Golden 60 ran out a decisive winner.
Golden 60 went by Champion's Way, then Beauty Generation. It's Golden 60. He's going to pick up in his 5-year-old season where he left the 4-year-old season, and Golden 60, the new kid's in town.
It was Golden 60's 8th straight win, and in an ominous sign for his rivals, his jockey Vincent Ho believes that he isn't close to peak fitness just yet.
Just very excited to be back on him, and it felt really great and fresh today. Keep joking around, and you know, it shows he's ready to go. And but just before loading in the gate, he was so calm. So very happy the way he is.
A rematch between Golden 60 and Beauty Generation is likely to occur in just a few weeks' time, as both horses have strong chances of progressing to the Group 2 Sha Tin Trophy over 1,600 metres on October 18. The highlight of Sunday's undercard came up in the final event on the program, as promising Australian import Lucky Express scored his first win in Hong Kong for John Size and new rider Karis Teeton.
Lucky Express, Karis Teeton stares down 3 for the day and has it. Winning method flies late, Lucky Express.
So after Golden 60 and Lucky Express stole the show at Sha Tin on Sunday, the group racing action continued on to Thursday with the running of the Group 3 National Day Cup, won by a sprinter on the rise in very easy fashion, Computer Patch.
Computer Patch is the leader, 200 metres to run, leads by a couple of lengths over Jolly Banner, then Gold Chest, followed by Big Parties getting right away. It's normally Computer says no, not in this Group 3, Computer says yes.
Well, you know, this first up wasn't 100% fit, but today he was really tuned up today, and I expect him to win today, you know.
Computer Patch's demolition job in the National Day Cup was the highlight of a significant day for Cruz, who went on to celebrate his 1,300th winner as a trainer in Hong Kong when Circuit Hassler prevailed later on in the day. Another standout moment of Thursday's meeting was Skyfield bringing up a hat-trick of wins as he continued on his path towards the 4-year-old series.
Skyfield a neck, half a length over Keep You Warm. He's green, he wants to duck in, but he's clear of Keep You Warm. Skyfield too good.
So the Hong Kong racing season is now up and running, and the next time we'll see the best thoroughbreds in town at the races will be on October 18, with running of the Group 2 Premier Bowl for the sprinters and the Group 2 Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy over 1,600 metres.
plenty to dissect then, fellas, through that. We'll go back and talk about Golden 60 first, Graham. Yes, he was getting a lot of weight, but there was a certain amount of arrogance and authority about the win as well, I thought.
It's terrifically exciting horse to watch, even for the most casual of sports fans, Andrew. When you see an athlete accelerate zip like that, it just makes you stop in your tracks. And this is also, he doesn't do marginal gains. He makes big leaps forward. And the times tell us all we need to know. 11 wins from 12 starts, 10 times. 10 wins, he's gone below 22.5 for his final split. I think he's been under 22 3 times, including 21.83 for that last Gasp Derby success, and a very, very cosy, comfortable 22.19, pretty much in hand at last Sunday. He could have gone under 22 again there. He clocks the fastest sectional of the day multiple times. On the clock, there's no doubt whatsoever he's a good horse. And it's a weird thing when you see a horse win like that, and the jockey says, I think he was 70 to 75% fit. No arrogance there. Vincent genuinely means that. And I wasn't the only one who went down to see him saddled and thought, well, he just doesn't really look like he's in full bloom yet. So if ever he is, watch out.
Absolutely. With that in mind, Trenton, as well, Francis, I think he said he'd be guided by Vincent going forward as to what they target. Have you got a gut feeling about a mile or 2,000 metres? We're assuming this international day at this point in time. What would you go, mile or the Cup?
It seems the mile is on the agenda. That's what they've always kind of wanted. But I mean, there's extra money in the Cup as well, isn't there? So you'd have to see what's coming from overseas, and I think they'll make a decision from there. But I can't see them straying from the mile strategy at this stage, especially leading up to December. So he'll step up to it next start and go there in the Group 2s as well, the Jockey Club mile, I would say, and they'll make a decision from there. But I like him as a miler. I think he's got that brilliance, he's got that zip, and let's face it, there's not that much to beat there at the moment. You've got Beauty Generation, but it seems like he's getting there, isn't he?
I've got a question for Trenton, Andrew, if that's all right. Yeah. First of all, I do admire that balcony apartment you have up there. But secondly, in media terms, Hong Kong's a town where you have to chisel out your reputation. It doesn't come easily, no soft options. If you put up a story about Zach Purton or John Moreira, Beauty Generation, I know you're going to get traffic. Is this horse closing the gap? Does he bring in the numbers nowadays?
He's getting there. The Derby win did him the world of good, that's for sure. I mean, the Derby's internationally recognised now, so he's got the name. And he's got the brilliance, hasn't he? He's got the record to match. So I think it's when you start building that picket fence like he's got, it helps, and we can see it. The numbers show, and it's definitely getting there. I mean, Francis Lloyd, the trainer, he's probably not globally recognised at the moment, but this horse could take him a long way to getting there.
Well, Beauty Generation doesn't have the picket fence next to his name anymore, Graham, but did enough in the Celebration Cup to suggest there's still a race in him. But what do they do with him now? I mean, is 2,000 metres a possibility for him?
It certainly is. Don't forget he holds the track record over 2,200 at Sha Tin, so he has good quality form over longer distances. As regards the short term, we have to assume he's going to go head-to-head with Golden 60 again in the Sha Tin Trophy. That's a mile. He'll be £7 better off at the weights, I think. And I think we know plenty about these two horses' run style, fight style by now. Golden 60 is Stork and Pounce. And I think if Beauty Generation is going to beat that horse, he's going to have to roll really hard through the third quarter, which has always been his forte, and then dig in. Because as we saw last week, if they just go even fractions and Golden 60's on your tail in that final 200, it's highly likely the younger horse will win. So I think they have to bite the bullet and say, we're going to go hard here from halfway and try to draw the sting out of that really powerful finish from Golden 60.
All right, well, that's the mile division. It could be a changing of guard as well, Trenton, as far as the sprinting division is concerned. Computer Patch, I'll happily admit I wasn't convinced about him maybe going into Thursday's race, but what a performance.
I was with you, Andrew. I wanted to see him do it first. I mean, it was hard to do what he did last year as a 3-year-old. But he's come here, he's left John Moore's stable, he's with Tony Cruz now, and that was impressive. Sure, he might not have beaten much, but you can only beat what's in front of you. But the way he just bounced out of the gates, got straight onto the rail there, that outside rail, and just it was as good as he could have hoped for, I think, Tony Cruz there, and it's put him right on track for the big boys. But there's definitely a gap. Everyone can see there's a gap in the sprinters. It's getting talked about a lot. You speak to trainers, you speak to jockeys. there's a bit of jostling going on at the moment to try and, get something that's coming through. It's a bit progressive because, again, there's a lot of money in December, Hong Kong Sprint, and you want to have a horse that's going to be running. So Computer Patch is well on his way there.
Yeah, but as just a 4-year-old, Sir Graham, it's a fair ask. But if he keeps winning his races, there's only one way to go. Yeah,
it's insert your own pun or punchline when you have a horse called Computer Patch. So he's working his way through the programme. He didn't need anything like a hard drive yesterday, and you have to think he's worth another upgrade. Seriously, I can reveal that he's now up from 99 to a Hong Kong Jockey Club mark of 110. That means he'll be getting £16 from Hot King Prawn in the Group 2 Premier Bowl. He'll be getting £10 from the likes of Voyage Warrior and Big Time Baby. It's going to be a tough shift for those horses giving him that way. And the other spin-off news line is Joe Moreira has clearly struck up a really good rapport with Computer Patch, but he often rides Hot King Prawn. He rode him in his trial the other day. Caris Teeton has ridden both horses. He's ridden Computer Patch and he's ridden Hot King Prawn. He'll be well aware that there's a good ride going somewhere in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, difficult decisions to be made. Nice to have those decisions to make, though, I suppose, as well. Right, plenty more still to come. We'll talk about another Joe Moreira horse. Excellent proposal in part 2. And also the trial file. That comes up next.